To reconnect with somebody who hurts you can feel like disrespecting the version of yourself that had to survive them. This is Pearl's POV, and over here we talk about everything love, relationship, and friendship. Now let's talk about why going back to the person who hurt you isn't the second chance you think it is. Well, of course, I know people change, relationships end, both people grow, and there's genuinely room to reconnect. But that does not mean you have to go back to them because you miss them. Missing someone does not erase what happened, does not erase the hurt that you felt or the hurt that the person caused. You can miss the conversation, the friendship, the memories, even the person they were before everything went wrong, and still decide that you don't want them back in your life. I had to make that decision myself. I was in a relationship with somebody I genuinely cared about, but I kept holding on to the hope that things would change. When I finally started noticing the pattern, I sought help, I talked to people, I spoke with a therapist. I had to sit down and ask myself this honest question. Is this relationship giving me the kind of life and love that I actually want? The answer was no. And the realization hurt me like mad. Because caring about somebody doesn't just disappear because you already realize that person is not good for you. But when he came back and said, we'll work things out, he'll change, we'll work through it, I had already seen what happened after those words. No changes whatsoever. It still continued. So I chose not to go back. Not because I hated him or because I didn't care anymore. I just knew that I didn't want that life for myself anymore. I think we sometimes forget what it took to finally walk away. You cried, you had sleepless nights, you questioned yourself, you doubted yourself. You had to slowly rebuild that part of yourself the relationship damaged. So when that person comes back, don't let their presence make you forget the reason you left in the first place. Remember the conversation you had with yourself. Remember the things you had to accept. Remember the version of you that finally said you don't want this for yourself anymore. Because that version of you made that decision for a reason. If you genuinely changed and that person has genuinely changed, maybe there's a different conversation to have. Because most times, closure is realizing that you already made the decision.